Okay, everybody, we're ready for game number 16 and the first of a three-game set in Los Angeles, Dodger Stadium. It'll be the Colorado Rockies, of course, against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Pitching matchup, Antonio Sensatella for the Rockies against Dustin May for the Dodgers. And we'll get everything hopefully lined up pretty well. Good evening, Ben. Let me fix something here real quick. All right, I think we're okay now. We'll look at Dustin May, and then we'll look at Sensatella at the in the bottom of the first. One roster note, though. Tyler Freeman has gone on the disabled list for the Rockies, and they have called up a third catcher, somebody I've never heard of before, named Braxton Fulford. Braxton Fulford is a catcher. He had 108 at-bats and hit 213 on the season. So he is on the roster as a third catcher right now because Freeman is on the disabled list. That was a move made today on the April 14 date. The next thing that's going to happen is in 3 days, Brenton Doyle will go on bereavement, and they'll call up Jordan Beck back from the minors. But that's down the road, a couple of days away. So Dustin May, look at his numbers. In the 2025 season, Dustin May was 6-7, 4.85 ERA and 18 starts. And he will be facing Ezekiel Tovar for the Rockies. Dustin May is a +4 on his hold. He's a +5. Will Smith's a -1. It's a pretty standard lineup for the Dodgers, I would think. Ohtani, Betts, Freeman, Smith, Conforto, Edman, Muncy, Hernandez, and Pages. I think that's pretty standard for them. I don't think hello, Dr. D, I appreciate that, but I'm not sure it has improved. It's still chicken scratch, particularly when compared with Spokane Steve, who's got impeccable handwriting. Still jealous of that, but I guess I'll get over it. But I would love to have his penmanship. His score sheets are just works of art, in my opinion. All right. So bad handwriting or not, we're going to get this game underway. Hopefully, my handwriting was bad when I was younger. I mean, my whole life has been bad, so I can't blame a potential trigger finger or anything. I mean, I still got some discomfort here once in a while. Most of my discomfort, though, is right in here. The pad between these, right here from the pinky to the ring finger and all in here. And it's usually if I'm using it for some reason, like when I'm cutting the grass and there's a bar that I have to hold on to like this for the lawnmower to be engaged. And so if I'm cutting the grass for like 45 minutes or so and my hand is in this position and there's a vibrating from the lawnmower, that will kind of irritate this a little bit. But just sitting here, it's no problem. But once in a while, we'll do that. So, well, thank you there, Ben. I'm glad it's at least legible so you can see it. Hopefully the internet will behave this time, not like this morning where it was fuzzing out there at the end. All right, so Ezekiel Tovar will step to the plate. Yeah, I'm going to have to find some sort of grip or put a towel over it or something. I keep forgetting to do that. I just cut the grass last Thursday, or Wednesday, one of those 2 days. It's been less than a week ago. And with the 100-degree temperatures coming up this week, no grass cutting for at least another week, probably a week and a half before I have to worry about that again. All right, here's Tovar. We're underway, 1-3, and that's a ground ball pitcher B, so right to Dustin May. And that's one away if I can get the pen to write now all of a sudden. 1-3 on the ground. The pen didn't want to write for whatever reason. That'll bring up oh, yeah, I've got some of those for the wintertime. I have those. I got those things that go around the pipe so they won't freeze. You're saying put that around the handle and that'll help. I might try that. That's a good idea. It's almost like if you remember that show MacGyver. It's almost like trying to MacGyver something. All right, here's Nick Martini. That's a 5-8, and that's a strikeout for Dustin May, his first. 2 down now for Kyle Farmer, the designated hitter. Oh, yeah, tape it. Yeah, that's a good idea so it doesn't move around. Here's Farmer, 110, and that's going to be a ground ball to third. Muncy is there. 3 up and 3 down go the Rockies here in the first. And playing a team like the Dodgers, I'm not even sure any kind of brilliant managing will help the Rockies in this one because they're just overmatched. Antonia Sensatella is on the mound. Hello, Barbara. Hopefully you got a notification this time. Sensatella, 4-15 on the real season with a 6.65 ERA. I was just getting diagnosed a little bit by Dr. D here, helping me with some of my hand issues. So hopefully that will. I tell you, anytime it feels like it doesn't really hurt Dr. D, but sometimes it feels like it's almost like a burning sensation in here, like it's hot. So what I do is I take I'm cheap, so I went to Walmart and got the Equate version, the generic version of Bengay, and as soon as I apply it, it cools down and it's like, instant relief. So at least I have that cream that's always handy for me. All right, here is Shohei Ohtani, designated hitter. That's a 4-8, and that's going to be a ground ball to second. Big out there to get Ohtani, that's for sure. And here is Mookie Betts. Do I have, what is that? I don't even know what that means. RA. Rheumatoid arthritis? No, I possibly have a trigger finger here because it's hard when I can't really bend this finger all the way down. Like this finger, I can touch my hand. This finger, I cannot. This finger will not physically, unless I force it on my own with another finger, it will not bend down to touch the palm of my hand. So I don't know if that's, but I think it's just this finger, nothing else. This finger a little bit, but mostly this finger, and I get some irritation in the pad of my hand here. This part of my hand is fine. My left hand is completely fine. Everything in my wrist and everything else is fine. It's just this couple little irritations here. Middle finger, pointing finger, thumb, no problem whatsoever. So you're saying you think it is pretty much a trigger finger. Yeah. So the thing I can equate it to when I used to play sports when I was little, particularly basketball. When I used to play basketball, like on the playground and stuff, I was never good enough to play for a team, but on the playground stuff, I'd go in and try to steal the ball and I would jam my finger. And that's kind of what this feels like. It's stiff and it feels like it's a jammed finger. If I try to bend it, it becomes uncomfortable. Just sitting here, it's fine. If I try to bend it, I get a little discomfort. All right. People came to watch Strat, not to go over medical hours. So let's get this thing going. Mookie Betts, apologize for that. 2-9. That's a pop out to short. 2 down. 2 down, and here comes Freddie Freeman. Freeman, first baseman. That's a 2-6 for Freeman. That's a 1-17 double. 18-20 is a single. And that'll be a 2-out double for Freddie Freeman. And the Dodgers have a run on the board, or a runner in scoring position, rather. I forgot to go over Dodger Stadium. Singles are not very good, only a 1. But home runs for left-handers, 11. For right-handers, 17. And Will Smith trying to get jiggy with it. He is the catcher and cleanup hitter. Clutch situation, and in the clutch, he loses a hit on 3-12. He said it's a 6-5. Ground ball to third. McMahon is there. And we got a scoreless first inning on both sides of the account. Go to the second, no score from Dodger Stadium. I think Tabby wants to leave. She was in here, but I think she's sitting at the door wanting me to let her out. So let me do that real quick. All right, here you go, Tabby. Come on. She's liable to be back by the fourth inning. She's kind of doing in this snip snap move, going back and forth, where she can't decide what she wants to do. All right, here's Ryan McMahon. 4-7 for McMahon. That's a walk. First walk issued by Dustin May to go with one strikeout. McMahon, no threat to run. That'll bring up Michael Tolia, first baseman. That's a 3-6 for Tolia. Struck him out. Second strikeout for Dustin May. They'll send up Mickey Moniak the Maniac. Moniak the Maniac. He has been a hitting star for the Rockies in this replay so far. 5-8. Not this time, though. He will strike out. Strikeout number 3. That's going to bring up Hunter Goodman, the catcher. May trying to pitch around the leadoff walk. It's a 3-7, and he does it. It's ground ball to third. Max Muncy will make the play, and the inning is over. Nothing doing for the Rockies. We go to the bottom of the second. Still no score. Sensatella will come out and face Michael Conforto, former New York Met, and then Tommy Edman and Max Muncy. So here's Conforto. That's a 6-7, and that's a base hit for Michael Conforto. Sensatella is a -2 hold, and Goodman's a +1 arm, so -1 for a net. So we'll see if Dodgers want to try to run against him at some point in the ball game. Here's Tommy Edman, switch hitter. Can play all over. Is playing center field in this particular game. 5-12, switch hitter batting left-handed. It's a ground ball first base X. They were not holding Conforto, so Tolia keeps his 3-6. 3-5, though. That's going to be tough to get to. That might get through for a base hit, and it does not. 3-5 is a G3 pound. Had he been holding the runner first, that would have gotten through for a base hit because of the pound sign. But since he wasn't holding Conforto on, it's a G3. He will get to it. Conforto will take second. E6 in first base. He's got to avoid 3, 13, and 18. And he will do that, but it's going to be a 3-1 ground out. Conforto taking second base. And that's and the reason why sometimes I don't get all the dice in the tray is because I always use my left hand now. I used to use my right hand to put stuff in there, but now I use my left hand, and sometimes I'm not ambidextrous, and sometimes my dexterity in my left hand is not that great. I would love to be a switch hitter as far as writing and being able to do things with my left hand. I just can't do it. So here's Muncy. 4-5, and that is going to be a ground ball shortstop X. We're looking at Tovar. He's a 2E16. 2-13 should be a G2, I guess. Actually, it's a G1, so that'll hold the runner. And Tovar's an E16. He's got to avoid 14 and 17. Those are the numbers to not have, and he did just that. But Conforto has to hold at second base. 2 outs now for, and this always irritates me, it's Kike Hernandez, but none of the game companies have the balls to put Kike Hernandez on the card. I don't know why they can't, but they just don't. It's universal. I don't know if I've seen a game yet that puts Kike Hernandez. But anyway, there is no Enrique Hernandez. It's Kike Hernandez. So Kike, clutch situation for Kike, and he gains a hit on 2-3. I mean, I know Kike can be offensive to some people, but if you put the tilde on it as a Mexican name, it's Kike, and it's no problem. So I don't know why game companies can't do that, because if you follow baseball only mildly, and you hear about this guy in the World Series, Kike Hernandez, and you look around the card and say, well, where's Kike Hernandez? I see it in Enrique Hernandez, but I don't see a Kike Hernandez. What the hell? That's what's going on. So we get a 5-6, and that is a single 2 stars, and Kike Hernandez drives in the first run. Single with 2 stars, Conforto scores. Dodgers lead it 1-0. And that'll bring up Andy Pages, the right fielder, 9th place hitter. Hello, Mr. Robert. Well, I mean, look at it this way, Dr. D. If I guarantee you, if I pull up the 1992 Atlanta Braves, it'll have Chipper Jones. It will not say Larry Jones. It'll say Chipper Jones. So, hello, Prague. I just think it's BS myself. Personal opinion, just think it's BS. Here's Pajes, 3-6, and that's a strikeout to end the inning. First strikeout there, but 1-0, our score at the end of 2. I will never refer to him as Enrique Hernandez. He is Kike Hernandez in every game I play. In fact, I didn't do it with this set, but one of the older sets I had, I actually put correction tape over Enrique and wrote in Kike by hand. So here's Zach Veen, left fielder. 212, and Veen hits. Look at that, Zach Veen, nameless card, Zach Veen, and the nameless card is the worst they have. 210 with poor power, yet a 212 gets you a home run against right-handed pitching, or any pitching for that matter. So Zach Veen hits a home run, unbelievable. Zach Veen, he's tearing it up with this nameless player card. I'm telling you, he's hitting about 400 on the replay. A lot of that's coming off the pitcher card, but that one came off his own card. So Zach Veen, home run, ties the game. And that'll bring up, again, a guy I'd never heard of, Adele Amador. I have no idea even how it's pronounced. That is a 2-5, and that's going to be a strikeout. That is strikeout number 4. And here's Ezekiel Tovar. 1-7 for Tovar. That's a fly to center. 2 down for Nick Martini. 6-12 lefty. That's a walk. And that'll be the second walk issued by Dustin May. Martini, no threat to run. Here's Kyle Farmer, designated hitter. 5-9, and that's going to be an in-home run chance, 1-14, but he has weak power against righties. So the best he can do is a single or a double. Can't get a home run. That'll be a single 2 stars because of the weak power. Had this been facing a lefty, that would have been normal power, would be a home run, but here it's weak power. So it's a single 2 stars. Runners on the corners, 2 outs for Ryan McMahon. Ryan McMahon. 1-5 for McMahon, struck him out. So we go to the bottom of the 3rd, tied at 1. And actually, I didn't print it out, but I looked on the computer, and since Chris Bryant is finished, I looked at his replay stats here in Strat-O-Matic using his nameless player card, and they were almost spot on. Really, really only a couple points off. So Zach Veen is a anomaly for sure, because I was pretty happy with how they represented Chris Bryant. But they're a nameless player for a reason, because they're not around that long. So Zach Veen won't be around that long either. He only has so many at bats, you know. So we'll see what happens. Here's Shohei Ohtani. He starts things off again. 1-8 for Ohtani, struck him out. Ohtani 0 for 2. Here's Mookie Betts. 5-6, and that's a single. Or as I like to call him, Mookie, you better, you bets. That's my nickname for him. He will try to get the lead. Needs a 5. Doesn't get it. He'll hold. Here's Freddie Freeman. 5-9, and that's a ground ball, second base A. That's a Giovanni's Tailor Shop, tailor-made double play, 4-6-3, and that will end the inning. Giovanni's Tailor Shop in Lemoyne, Pennsylvania. If you're in that area and you have tailoring needs, be sure to stop by and see them. Tell them Demo sent you. They will give you a discount. They're the unofficial sponsor of the channel, but the official sponsor of the Giovanni's Tailor Shop, tailor-made double play of the game. All right, so we're still tied at 1 after 3 complete. And here's Michael Toglia. Toglia, a 4-9, and that's a 1-11 double. 12-20 is a single, and that's a leadoff double for Michael Toglia. And here comes Mickey Moniak, the Maniac. That's a 6-5, and that's a ground ball shortstop X Mookie Betts. Betts is a 2E8. They were not holding Toglia on, so he keeps his 2E8. 2 and a 10, probably a G2. Actually, it's a G1, so they're going to hold the runner at second. And Betts' error is an E8 at short. The only errors on the E8 are 16, 17, and 18. And he will make the play, 1 away. I will say this Strat-O-Matic Super Advanced game, whether it's this project or the 87 American League replay, are much easier to play with these ID Gesture charts than they are the original Super Advanced charts, which were paper thin and ripped and just really long and annoying. You got to fold them up. It's just a big pain in the butt. So I do appreciate ID sending those to me. Here's Hunter Goodman, 2-3, and that is a ballpark blast for Hunter Goodman. It's a 1-17. He's definitely got the power. Could be a 2-run home run on a 1-17, and it is gone. Hunter Goodman, home run for Hunter Goodman. 2-run shot for Goodman, and the Rockies lead it 3-1. 3-1 lead now. And here is Zach Veen. That's a 4-6, and he'll draw a walk. Third walk issued by Dustin May. Brings up Amador. 6-6, switch hitter batting left. That's a ground ball, second base A. We have yet another Giovanni's Tailor Shop tailor-made double play of the game. And that'll end the inning, but not before the Rockies get 2 runs and take a 3-1 lead over the Dodgers. People in Dodger Stadium a little miffed here. It'll be Will Smith, catcher. Hello, Thomas. 1-9 for Will Smith, and he's going to hit a fly ball. He got a whole lot of stuff in column 1, but he found his fly ball to right. And that's hauled in by Martini, 1 away. Here's Conforto. He's singled and scored the only run of the game so far for the Dodgers. 5-7, and that's another single. Conforto 2 for 2. 2 for 2 for Conforto, and here's Tommy Edman, center fielder. That's a 6-9. That's a fly ball to left, 2 down. And that'll send up Max Muncy, third baseman. Max Muncy, 3-5 from Muncy, and that is a ballpark. That is a clutch single, but the runner's not in scoring position, so the single will stand. It will not be taken away. It is to left field, so Conforto will hold at second base. And here comes Kike Hernandez. Or if you want to call him Enrique, go right ahead. I'm not doing that. Clutch situation, and in the clutch, he gets that extra hit on 2-3. That's a 4-5, and that's going to be a ground ball shortstop X. It's up to Tovar, 2E16, 2 and a 5. I think he's still okay with that. Nobody's being held on. So a 2 and a 5 is going to be a G3, no problem. E16, again, he's got to avoid 14 and 17. Those are the numbers to avoid. And that is a 14 if I add that up correctly with my high school math in public schools. 14 with an E16, and that is a 1-base error on Tovar. It will load the bases. Bases are loaded, 2 outs now for Andy Pages. Clutch situation for Pages. Sensatella teetering on losing the lead right here. Pages in the clutch will gain a hit on 1-9. And that's it. a 2-2, and that is a ground ball to second. That'll do it. So they leave them loaded. And we go to the 5th. Rockies still amazingly in front, 3-1. This will be the fatigue inning for Dustin May, number 5. And he'll face the top of the order, Tovar, Martini, and Farmer. Hello, Mr. Utah Mike. Yep, the other Max Muncy bats right-handed and much younger, I believe. But I bet the other A's don't have a Kike. I bet the Athletics don't have a Kike on their roster. How about that? All right. Let me do one thing real quick before we get going. Got to plug in my laptop, and I don't want this thing to run out of battery in the middle of a stream. That would be embarrassing. So let me plug this in here real quick like before we have a malfunction. Tomorrow morning, if you can make it, roughly 9 o'clock, it's a real-life doubleheader. Texas at the Yankees. 1987 American League replay. They have a real-life doubleheader on that Friday, July 3rd, and I'm playing them both right back-to-back. Maybe a minute or two break in between, but certainly no big break. That'll be roughly 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. All right, here is Ezekiel Tovar. He's 0 for 2. That's a 2-2 for Tovar, and he grounds it to short. One away. For Nick Martini. 1-7, and that's a fly to center. Now, Ben, what I may do is between games, I'll probably refresh. I'm sure I'm going to refresh my coffee because I need a ceremonial first sip for both games. And I got to have the coffee be hot for it, first sip. I'm not going to do a first sip on a room temperature cup of coffee. So here's Kyle Farmer. That's a 2-7, and that's a strikeout to end the inning. So actually, Dustin May keeps full endurance. He will pitch into the 6th. Still 3-1 ball game. This is also the fatigue inning for Sensatella. And he's going to be facing the top of the order, Shohei Ohtani. He's kept Ohtani in check twice, 0 for 2. 5-5. He will walk Ohtani this time. And Ohtani's going to be looking to get a lead. For Sensatella, that is his first walk, amazingly. It's his first walk of the game. But he's a -1 on his hole, but Ohtani's going to try for the lead anyway. 1-17 gets him a good lead. I'm sorry, 2 through 5 gets him a good lead. And he gets that lead. So 1-17 being held as a 15, -1 to 14. 1-14, he's safe. And he got thrown out by Mr. Goodman. How about that, Shohei? What are you doing, Shohei? You're getting thrown out when your team is down 3-1 trying to show off. What's up with that? Stole 20 bases, got caught 6 times. I guess this is one of the 6 times. So he's out of there. And they'll send up Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts, a 2-6 for Mookie, and he singles. And Mookie's going to try for the lead. But he has to. That's a 2, balk or pass ball chance. It's a balk chance. His balk rating is a 2. And there's no balk. But now Betts can't establish a good lead, so he will hold. And Freddie Freeman the batter. 3-7 for Freeman. That's a fly to center, 2 down. Now it's going to be up to Will Smith. Can he get jiggy with it? Hello, Philip. 6-6 for Sensatella is another walk. So 2 walks, and they both come in this inning. And now it's first and second, 2 outs for Conforto, who was 2 for 2. He hasn't been able to figure Conforto out, but Sensatella has to get through this inning to qualify for the win. So they'd like to have him at least get a chance to qualify for that win. Clutch situation for Conforto. He loses a hit on 212. That is a 6-6, and that's a single 2 stars. That'll score a run. Make it 3-2. That'll move Smith to third. Now the Rockies manager has a decision to make. Do you give Sensatella another chance to get Edman out? Try to get those 5 innings in. do you do? I think they're going to because Sensatella has now reached fatigue. He's given up enough to be fatigued. So if he gets one of these dots on 4-6 or 4-8, they turn into hits. So it's only two places on the card. They're going to take the chance that they won't hit that, and that he can, because they're going to give Sensatella a chance. If he doesn't get Edman, he's gone. He's got to get Edman out. That's a 6-10, and it's a catcher X, so he's got a chance, although Goodman's a 4. Let's see if Goodman can do any. 4-19, that will definitely be okay. Just got to avoid the error. 4-19 is a G3, so ground out, assuming there's no error. He's an E10, so he has to avoid 12 and 18. So as long as there's no 12 or 18, the inning's over. And that is a total of 14, so he's in good shape. And that'll be it for Sensatella. He's going to go his 5 innings, which means he would qualify for the win as long as the Dodgers never tie the game or take the lead. Sensatella is the pitcher of record. He's going to go 5 innings. He's going to give up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits. He scatters. Gives up the 2 runs. They are earned. He's going to walk 2. They were both in this same inning. And he ends up striking out only 2, rather. He struck out Ohtani and Pages. And then as we look into the Colorado bullpen and see who they might be looking to go to, looks as though the Bird is the word going forward. So Jake Bird will be coming on. Their closer, Victor Vodnik, is unavailable. He has pitched the last 2 days, so he has to rest today, just to be realistic. So Jake Bird is loosening in the bullpen, and Jake Bird will be the new pitcher for the Rockies in the 6th. Bird is a -3 hole, which makes him a -2. But right now, Dustin May has full endurance into the 6th inning. 3-2 ball game, and Ryan McMahon is your batter. No, he doesn't get a quality start, but he can get a win, which for him would be big, considering that in real world, he was 4-15. I think he'll take any win he can get. So here's McMahon, 4-12. That's a split. 1-12 is a strikeout. I'm sorry, 1-12 is a single. Anything else he lines out. And that's a single for Ryan McMahon. So the Rockies could certainly help Sensatella out by getting some insurance runs here. 6-4, and that is going to be a ground ball shortstop X. This is a chance for a double play. Mookie Betts is a 2. They were not holding McMahon on, so he keeps the 2. 2 and a 7, though. I'm not sure if that's a G1 or a G2. 2 and a 7 is a G2, so only a fielder's choice. And he is an E8 at short, so 16, 17, and 18. Got to avoid those, which he does, but it's only a fielder's choice, not a double play. 6-4 fielder's choice. Totally the new runner. He's no threat to run either. And here's Mickey Moniak, the Maniac. He is 0 for 2 in this game. 3-10, and that's a ballpark blast for Mickey Moniak. 3-10 is a ballpark blast. 1-11 for lefties. I can't quite do it. It's a deep fly to right, but just didn't get enough of it. Pajes at the warning track makes the catch. 2 away, and that brings up Hunter Goodman. He did homer his last time up. 6-8, and that's a ground ball to third, and that'll do it. So they will cap Dustin May at 6 innings. May will go 6 innings, and they'll turn it over to, they got a pretty decent bullpen, so they will turn it over to their bullpen. So Dustin May is going to go 6 innings, gives up 3 runs. They were earned. Gives up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. He's going to walk 3, and he's going to strike out 5. Not sure yet who's going to come in for the Dodgers. We'll figure that out later. Right now, the Bird is the word. Jake Bird coming on for the Rockies. Jake Bird, 4-2 with a 5.53 ERA in the season. He will later on go to the Yankees. I guess by free agent. I don't think it was by trade. It was probably by some sort of free. It could have been a trade. Who knows? Didn't look it up to see what the actual transaction was. But he will be up there facing Max Muncy to get things started. Mr. Muncy 1-6, and that's a walk. Not what Bird wanted. Tying run is on base. Nobody out for Kike Hernandez. That's a 4-6, and that's a strikeout for Bird. One away for Andy Pages. 2-8 for Pages, and that's a home run on a 1-18. This will give the Dodgers the lead unless we get a 19-20. And Pages goes deep, so much for Sensatella getting the win. But he won't take the loss either. Right now, Bird's going to be saddled with the loss. Dustin May, though, can qualify for the win now. These runs belong to him. So Andy Pages from the number 9 position puts the Dodgers in front 4-3. Here's Shohei Ohtani. Trade deadline, okay. He came along with McMahon. Okay, gotcha. Here's Ohtani, 4-4, and that's a catcher X. Catcher X, and Goodman's a 4. 4-5, but nobody's on base, so there can't be any pass balls or anything. So this should just be a pop out or a foul out or something. 4-5 is a pop out, assuming there's no error. E10, 12 and 18, just has to avoid those 2 numbers, which he does. So it's just a pop out to Goodman. So Ohtani has not hurt them at all. It's been the bottom of the order doing the damage. Here's Mookie Betts. 1-7 for Betts. He will walk. So a lot of walks going on. Mookie Betts will try to get the lead. He needs a 5. Doesn't get it, he'll hold. Here's Freddie Freeman. 1-7 for Freeman. Struck him out. And that's going to, let's see. I think it's going to do it for Bird. Bird's going to go 1 inning, give up 2 runs, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Just the 1 hit, the home run, but it was enough to give the Dodgers a 4-3 lead after 6. And now the Dodgers have the lead. That might affect who they bring in from the bullpen. So we'll look at the Dodger bullpen and see who's on the active roster according to Action PC Baseball. They have 3 left-handed relief pitchers on the active roster. They have Jake Dreyer, Anthony Banda, and Alex Vesia from the left side. They have Ben Kasparias, Kirby Yates, Blake Trinan, and then one more lefty, Tanner Scott, is the closer. So you got 7 arms out here that you can go to if you are Dave Roberts. So let's see who they want to go to here. Coming up for the Rockies, they will pinch hit for Zach Veen once they figure out who the pitcher is going to be. So Amador is a switch hitter. Tovar is a righty. So they'll probably lean toward the right side. So we're going to look at Blake Trinan. So Blake Trinan is going to come on for the Dodgers. He's a +9. Oh, that's terrible. So Blake Trinan is on, and we will get a pinch hitter for the Rockies to replace the nameless player Zach Veen. And it will be, let's see who it will be here. Looks like it's going to be Brenton Doyle. Doyle will stay in the game, play center field, and then they will move Moniak to left field. So Moniak's going to actually move to left. And then coming into play center is Doyle. So Doyle will pinch hit and then come into play center field. Doyle facing Blake Trinan. That's a 4-5, and that is a strikeout for Trinan. 1 away. Brings up Amador, second baseman. There are no lefties on the bench for the Rockies. Let's see, 6'9", switch hitter batting left, and that's a base on balls. So a strikeout and now a walk. Brings up Tovar, top of the order, to 1. His wild pitch rating's a 7, and it is a wild pitch. It's the tying run in scoring position for Tovar. 4-7, and that's another strikeout for Trinan, his second. So now it's up to Nick Martini in a clutch situation. Martini will lose a couple of hits, 2-5, 2-6, and 1-2. So he loses 3 hits. But Trinan gives up some stuff against lefty. So if he gets some off Trinan's card, he might get a break. And he does, 4-8, and that's a single to right field. Called that one. Single to right field. Amador runs at a 13, not being held as a 14, 2 outs as a 16. The single goes to right field. Pages is a -3 arm. So let's see, 13, not being held as a 14, 2 outs as a 16, -3 is a 13. 1 to 13, he will score, and they will send him 1 to 13. And he's in there. Tie ball game. We are tied at 4. Since Martini runs at less than a 13, he cannot move up by my house rule, so he stays there. But we got a tie ball game at 4 apiece, and so now Dustin May can't get the win either, as both bullpens have blown the leads. Here's Kyle Farmer. There's a 1-3 for Farmer, pops him up to short, and that'll do it. But we have a tie game as we head to the 7th inning stretch here in LA. Tied at 4, and we need a new pitcher for the Rockies. Let's see who's coming up for the Dodgers. It'll be Smith, Conforto, and Edman. So we got right, left, and switch, and another left behind him. So they're going to go to Scott Alexander, who will later get sent to the Giants. I think a free off waivers or something. So Alexander, the left-handed reliever, will come on. He's a -1, which makes him a 0 on the hole. And he'll be facing Smith, Conforto, and Edman to start the top of the 7th of a 4-4 ball game. That is a 4-7. 4-7 is a walk. So, again, more walks issued by Rocky pitching. And that'll bring up Conforto, lefty-on-lefty matchup. That is a 2-10, and that's another walk. What is this? It's the walk fest going on around here. Tommy Edman, the batter. Bullpen action right behind Alexander, as they don't know if they're going to hold on too long to him. Angel Chavilla is loosening the Rocky bullpen, a right-hander. So Alexander facing Edman. That is a 5-9. Edman switch hitter batting right-handed. 5-9. It's a ground ball shortstop. Hey, that's another Giovanni's Tailor Shop. Sorry about that. There's no mute button on my thing here. Giovanni's Tailor Shop, tailor-made double play. Going to third is Conforto. And I'm sure Robert's thinking you don't hear sneezes on that other channel, which you're probably right. I just don't have them. I don't have a headset, so I don't have a mute button to go to. Had a headset, but it had too much static in it, so dropped it. All right, here's Max. I use a microphone that's in the webcam now, and that seems to be okay, I suppose. Turn the air conditioner off. Maybe that'll quiet things down a little bit. So 2 outs, Max Muncy at third, or Max Muncy 2 outs clutch situation with Conforto at third. Muncy in the clutch against lefties is completely neutral. That is a 4-9 lefty ground ball to first. That'll do it. So Alexander pitches out of it. He goes 1 inning. Does it? He walks 2, but he gets out of the mess, courtesy of that double play. And we go to the 8th inning. It is still tied at 4. Still tied at 4. So Chavilla will be the new pitcher for the Rockies. Angel Shavigi, he's a +1 on this hole. He'll come in and pitch the 8th inning for the Rockies. Trinan win his 1 inning. And let's see what he did. He gave up a run on 1 hit, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. So now coming in for the Dodgers, it'll be McMahon, Tolley, and Moniak. So they're going to a left-handed pitcher. And they're going to go to Alex Vesia. Vesia, the lefty, he is a -1, which makes him a -2. So Vesia is on. He was 4-2, 3.02 ERA, and 5 saves, real world. And he's going to face 2 out of 3 lefties, McMahon and Moniak, totally a switch hitter. So Ryan McMahon, who will also be a future Yankee, is stepping in against Vesia. That's a 4-11, and that's going to be a strikeout for Vesia. He got a lot of strikeouts there, particularly his card is loaded with strikeouts. How many strikeouts did he have? He had 80 strikeouts in 60 innings of pitching. I guess it is loaded with strikeouts. So here's Tolia. He will turn around bat right-handed. 3-8 for Tolia, and he strikes out. Vesia may strike out the side here. Here's Mickey Moniak, the Maniac. 6-11. That's a ballpark blast for Mickey Moniak, the Maniac. He's got normal power. It's 1-11. 1-11, and Mickey Moniak will do it again. He had the 2-run homer that beat the Padres in the last game. Can he be the hero again? Once again, or did I read this wrong? Was that 5-11 or 6-11? I got to go back and look at this. I think I might have misread that die roll, so I want to verify this. I don't want it to be incorrect. I'm going to rewind this just a tad and make sure that I have the right dice roll. So let me get this up here on my screen, and I'll show it to you guys as soon as it comes up on my screen. I'm almost there. We get a replay. All right, so now let's see what that roll actually was for Mickey Moniak. I know it's hard to see on this thing, but try to do what I can here. That is a 6-11. Okay, it is a 6-11. So I did get it right. It was 6-11, not 5-11. So it was 6-11. So 6-11 means it is a ballpark blast. 1-11 for Mickey Moniak to go deep and give the Rockies the lead. And he can't do it. It's a fly to right. So Moniak, the Maniac, just comes up short. And Vesia, 1 solid inning, 2 strikeouts, no hits. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Tied at 4. And for the Dodgers, they have double barrel action in the bullpen. If they take the lead, Tanner Scott, their closer, will come on. He had 23 saves. If they do not take the lead, then it looks like it's going to be Kirby Yates. So those two is going to come in depending on if the Dodgers take the lead or not. Right now it is Shavigi for the Rockies, and he will be facing Kike Hernandez, although he might pinch hit for Kike. He's only a 203 hitter, so let's look at the bench for the Dodgers. Do they have any lefties on the bench? They do not. They have one uncarded player that's on the bench, and that is backup catcher Austin Barnes. So we got Austin Barnes, which I would use the nameless player for, or we have Chris Taylor, Miguel Rojas, and Teoscar Hernandez. Teoscar Hernandez is the more obvious choice, although Rojas can come in and play second base right away. So they're going to have Miguel Rojas pinch hit for Kike Hernandez, see what he can do. And he just seamlessly will stay at second base in the 9th. And he's a better defender. He's a 2E6. There's a 2 with an E6 for Rojas. 2E6, speed of 11. 2 with an E6. Miguel Rojas. I remember him in the World Series against Toronto. Had a really good World Series, if I remember correctly. So Rojas it is against Cheville, or Cheville, I should say. Easy for me to say. 2-7 for Rojas, struck him out. 1 away, and that brings up Andy Pages. Ohtani is lurking on deck. He's dangerous, of course. Pages 3-12, and that's a hit by pitch plus injury, but I'm not doing injuries. So it is just a hit by pitch. Let's see, Cheville +1 hold, so they could send Pages. 2 through 7, he gets the lead. See if he can get a good lead. He does not. He will hold. And here is Ohtani. Ohtani 0 for 3 with a walk. Been held in check, but you know at any moment he can go deep. That's a 6-11, and that's a ground ball pitcher X. Ground ball pitcher X. Cheville is an E0, and he's a 4. He's a 4 E0. So he can't make an error. We're going to see if he can turn a double play or not, or even get to it for that matter. 4 and a 6. This might get through for a hit on a pitcher card. Hard to tell on pitcher X. A 6, a 4, and a 6 for a pitcher. No, it's actually a G3. He will get to it, but the runner will advance to second base, Pages. So it's just going to be a 1-3 put out. But now, runner at second, 2 outs, clutch situation for Mookie Betts. Mookie, you bets. And in the clutch for Betts, he gained some hits here, 3-7 and 3-11. Mookie Betts. Can't walk Betts because you got Freeman on deck, so you got to face the music on one of these guys. 4-6, right-handed, struck him out. Cheville gets the big strikeout, and that's going to take us to extra innings. Extra innings on that 4-6 strikeout. Not extra innings, to the 9th inning, rather, I should say. Not extra innings. Cheville does have a fatigue factor of 2, so he could come back. However, if the Rockies take the lead in the 9th, they will bring in Halverson, their other closer, to try to close it out. And since the Dodgers did not take the lead, they will bring in Kirby Yates to pitch instead of their closer. So Kirby Yates, he's a +8. That's not good. Kirby Yates will be facing Goodman, Doyle, and Amador, scheduled hitters for the Rockies. Top of the 9th, tied at 4. 4 runs. Let's see. How many hits? They didn't get any hits there. So 4 runs, 6 hits, and no errors for the Rockies. 4 runs, 9 hits, and no errors for the Dodgers. Top of the 9th, Hunter Goodman stepping to the plate. Yeah, we have not had an extra inning game in this Rocky replay yet. So, yes, we are using those 2025 rules. So Ghost Runner could be possible. Absolutely. Here's Goodman, 6-7 against Yates. That's a strikeout. I'm losing peripheries here. Let me back this up a little bit and go over this way just a touch. So that you can see on 6-7 on Kirby Yates, it is in fact a strikeout. So Kirby Yates strikes out Goodman. 1 away for Brenton Doyle. Whoops, that didn't go through. Try again. 2-7 for Doyle, and that's a 1-3 double. Anything else is a fly to left, or fly to right, actually. And that's a fly to right. Pages has it. 2 down for Amador. That's a 2-7, and he will fly to right, and that's going to end the inning. So bottom of the 9th, we go. That's it for Yates. He goes 1 inning, strikes out 1, doesn't give up anything. Chance for the Dodgers to walk it off. Due up for the Dodgers, Freeman, Smith, and Conforto. So 2 out of 3 are left-handed, but their only other left-handed hitter is Gosh Awful, and I really don't want to bring him in. I think it should be. I think it would be realistic to bring him in because that's what the manager would do. But I really cringe at doing it because it's Luis Peralta,
He's got an ERA of 9.47, but we're going to do it. We're going to make the move that the manager would normally make, since we can see ahead of what happened, but the manager back in April didn't know all this was happening. So I'm going to play it the way the manager would. And even though he's left-handed, he's got a +9 hold, which is awful as well. So Luis Peralta is going to come on. He is 1-3 with a 9.47 ERA. That's why he only pitched 19 innings. He walked 18 batters in 19 innings. So that's not good either. The only bright spot is he gets to face 2 out of 3 left-handers, but that may not make a difference either. So who knows? Bottom of the ninth, Freddie Freeman. That's a 6-10, and that's a ground ball third base X. McMahon's a 1. You know he's going to get to it. E10 is the only potential problem as a third baseman. E10. The only errors are 13, 17, and 18. And he will make the play. Big out there to get Freeman. 1 away for Will Smith. Catcher. That is a 1-2 against the lefty. That's a ballpark blast. This could be the ball game right here. It's a ballpark blast on a 1-2. Let's get a close-up. Will Smith against lefties. Ballpark blast on a 1-2. And if we get a 17 or less on the D20, Will Smith has just walked it off. Otherwise, it's just a deep fly to left field. And that's gone. Will Smith, home run, has walked it off. And the Dodgers win game 1 of the series. Rockies gave them a tough fight. But I knew bringing in Peralta was going to be trouble. But I was trying to be realistic. And just didn't pan out. Peralta went a third of an inning, gave up the home run, and that was it. So we finish it up here. Kirby Yates is actually going to be the winner, with Peralta the loser. Do our totals. For the Dodgers, 5 runs. They do it on 10 hits and no errors. Rockies, 4 runs, 6 hits, and no errors. Winning pitcher is Kirby Yates. Losing pitcher is Luis Peralta. And Will Smith got jiggy with it and went deep on a ballpark home run to walk it off for the Dodgers as they win game 1 of the series, drop the Rockies to 6-10. So we don't have to worry about the ghost runner or that +9 hold rating because Will Smith took care of it. That 1-2 with the ballpark blast took care of it. And we rolled a 16, which is pretty good, but Dodger Stadium is very friendly to right-handed hitting home run hitters. So there you go. So Rockies dropped to 6-10 and came close, but at least they're more competitive. When I first started this thing, the series against Philadelphia particularly they were just getting blown out left and right. At least now they're being competitive. So at least that's a little more entertaining than seeing them getting blown away by 10 runs a game. So at least they've got a little fight in them. And they'll try again tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, roughly at 9 o'clock, we'll be there in L.A. for the next game in the replay. It'll be game number 17, which would have been played on Tax Day, Jackie Robinson Day, April 15th. So apropos to be in Dodger Stadium on Jackie Robinson Day. And we'll see who the pitching matchup is supposed to be. I'll look that up here real quick and see who that is going to be for both teams, Dodgers and the Rockies. On Tuesday, April the 15th, Tax Day as well. Rockies, Dodgers. For the Rockies, it'll be Ryan Feltner. For the Dodgers, it'll be somebody that I've not heard very much of, Landon Knack. This guy, Landon Knack, is the starter for the Dodgers coming up. Landon Knack. I assume he's carded. I hope he's carded. Let's make sure he's carded. Landon Knack. Do I have a Landon Knack? Don't tell me I don't have a Landon Knack card. Did he not get enough innings pitched? Am I going to have to use a nameless player? Oh, here he is, Landon Knack. He's there. Thank goodness. I really didn't want to use a nameless player to be a pitcher. I don't mind it maybe so much for one at bat every now and then, but I didn't want every at bat to be nameless. Landon Knack was 3-2 with a 4.89 ERA, 7 starts and 1 save. So it will be Landon Knack against Ryan Feltner. Feltner's 2-0 for the Rockies, so he is their, at least in the replay, he is their best pitcher to date. So we'll see how that turns out. Landon Knack. So the Dodgers win it thanks to Will Smith. They walk it off against the Rockies and send them to a series opening loss. So do want to thank everybody for being here for the ball game. Hope you enjoyed the presentation. At least we didn't have any fuzzies. At least I don't think we did. So apparently the YouTube or the Comcast or whatever, Xfinity, whatever, held up. And everything seemed to go pretty smoothly. All right, so that's going to do it from here. Hope you all have a great rest of your evening. Enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it. And I will see you guys down the road. Oh, sorry, Dr. D. Let me answer your question real quick before I sign off. Nameless players from Strat, how are you using them? The nameless players have batting averages on them, like the batter cards. They'll go from 210 to about 300, and they skip like there's one for 210, one for 230, one for 250. It's like it skips 20 points each time. You look at who you're trying to replace and try to find the average that's closest. Same with the pitchers. You try to find the ERA that's the closest. They have different cards with different ERAs. Just find the guy you're trying to replace and find the card that fits that the most. They're meant to be fillers. So if it's not exact, it's not that big of a deal because you're not going to run into that very often. Presumably it's happening here in April because in April, a lot of times, especially bad teams like Colorado will experiment with different guys, see who works and who doesn't. And so you might get a lot of guys that only have partial at-bats early in the season. So anyway, that's how I do it, Dr. D. I use average and ERA. That's what I use, yes. I look at the power rating too, but I look more at the average and the ERA primarily. Anyway, Ryan Feltner is going to get the start for the Rockies tomorrow night against Mr. Knack. So I'm sure I'll probably have some bad puns about the rock group, the Knack, or about whether the Rockies have a knack of beating him. I'm sure there's puns to be had out there for Knack. So wasn't the Knack the group that sang My Sharona, or am I thinking of somebody else? I thought it was the Knack that sang My Sharona, but I could be wrong. I know the song My Sharona, but I'm not sure if the Knack or the one that sang it, but I think they were. So maybe we'll do some My Sharona jokes or something. I don't know. Yeah, My Sharona. That was probably their big hit was My Sharona. So I'm sure we'll do some. We probably would do some. Well, I can't play My Sharona on here because we'll probably get a copyright strike or something. But we'll do something with My Sharona and some play on words there and whatnot. I'm sure that'll be fun. Hopefully, anyway. This was a fun game, 5-4, entertaining game. Much more entertaining than I thought it was going to be with this matchup. I thought it was blowout city, but Rockies held their own to their credit. So can't complain about that. That was a pretty good deal. So that's going to do it from here. Hope you all enjoy the rest of your evening. And if you can make it tomorrow morning for the doubleheader, that starts at roughly 9 Eastern. You can be there for that. Yankees and Rangers from Yankee Stadium, a true doubleheader. I may take about a 2-minute break between games to refill coffee, and that's about it. No other breaks. So until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, And we'll see you all down the road. And I will play a little snippet of something that hasn't copyrighted strike me yet. So we'll end with the Rocky Horror Baseball Show. Good night, everybody.